Oh yeah.
You alright?
I'm not too bad.
What are you doing here today?
Pardon?
What are you doing here?
Well, first of all, can you identify yourself properly?
Yeah, I can identify myself. I'm PC Nobes, attached to Wimbledon Police Station.
And your shoulder number?
You can see my shoulder number.
Well, not everyone can read numbers, that's why I'm asking you to
Can't
identify.
read. Okay, it's 3199.
No worries. And yourself?
My name's PC Brito and my shoulder number is 2463.
Cool, thank you very much.
And what are you doing here today?
I'm doing a bit of filming.
Okay. Cool. Any particular reason or?
No, that's it.
No, just want to film backdates of the police station. Are you willing to give us your name or anything like that?
Why would I need to give you my name for?
You don't need to, I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, but why would I need to?
You don't need to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm asking, would you like to give us your name?
No.
No, you wouldn't.
No.
Okay. Where are you from? Do you know?
That's irrelevant.
Pardon?
That's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant?
Yep.
For what?
Well, why did it matter where I'm from?
It doesn't, I'm just asking.
Okay.
These are just normal questions I'm asking.
Yeah, but if it doesn't matter, then there was no need to ask it.
Okay.
The encounter starts with the female officer going straight in for Plod's name. There's no real suspicion, no offense, just an attempt to pull personal details she isn't entitled to. Plod refuses, and he's right, too, under UK law, unless he's suspected of certain offences, like antisocial behaviour under Section 50 of the Police Reform Act. He doesn't have to give a thing. That alone should have ended the questioning. But she carries on shifting the line of attack. Where are you from, she asks, as if that has any bearing on what's happening. When Plod challenges her, she brushes it off with, these are normal questions. Except they're not. They're not investigative. They're not evidence-based. They're just fishing. Nothing about where he lives or who he is changes the fact he's filming legally in public.
I'm under no obligation to give you my name.
Well, at this moment in time, I'm going to detain you for a purpose of search. I'll be searching today under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act.
Okay, right. Under Section 43, you need to give me the specific part of Section 43. Don't just give me a number, you need to give me the specific part. And also as well, okay, to do with actually having so-called evidence to use Section 43, you need to make sure that you get this done correctly, and you tell me what site, what actual part of Section 43. No, it will be an unlawful search.
You can make a complaint.
It will be an unlawful search.
And if you want to complain
if you feel that way, you can make a complaint afterwards. But this is what we're going to do here and now. If you have an issue with that,
what is your where is your actual proof of hostile reconnaissance?
We've explained to you.
Where is your proof of that?
At this moment in time, mate,
We don't
I haven't even gotten to my grounds just yet.
So what is
As
your
I said,
no? You're calling me a terrorist. You're doing it under the Terrorism Act. Is that or is that not calling me a terrorist? If you were going to search me under the Terrorism Act, no.
After Plod calmly reminds them he has no legal duty to give his name, the male officer jumps straight to detention under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000. That power is one of the most serious in UK law. It allows an officer to stop and search only if they reasonably suspect a person is involved in terrorism. Simply refusing to give a name is not grounds. Plod pushes back exactly how he should, demanding the specific part of Section 43 that justifies the search. The officer can't provide it. He doesn't quote the act, doesn't articulate suspicion, and certainly doesn't link Plod's behavior to terrorism. That failure is telling because the law requires officers to state their grounds clearly before a search takes place. Here, the officer exposed himself as untrained and out of his depth.
Please make sure that you quote me the specific part of Section 43 that you're going to do this under.
As I said, you'll be searched today.
No, you need to make sure that you actually give me the specific part of Section 43.
The reason being why I'm searching today, sir, is because you've been quite evasive towards us when we come and...
What, because I don't want to give you my name?
Yes.
Okay, am I under any legal obligation to give you my name?
However,
so how is that then? How is that then?
You're not really giving
Well, it's a public building. I'm standing in public. Well, hang on. Is that against the law? What I'm doing is it against the law?
To be searched.
Okay, but you're searching me under the Terrorism Act. Okay, so your reasonable suspicion, what is it?
We're going to search you.
Okay, right. Well, we'll go for it. Okay, but it will be. It's completely unlawful.
Well, then you can make a complaint afterwards.
Okay. It's completely unlawful. Okay, and abuse of powers.
If you feel like that, make a complaint afterwards.
Right, because I would really want to know. Don't worry. Yep. and I will carry on recording.
So you're going to be searched.
That's fine. You'll be searched today.
Okay.
As I said, the grounds being for the search is, because you've not really given us an actual
I don't have to give you my name.
You've been evasive.
Well, you've
towards
already
us.
said that it's because I
You've
won't give
also
you my
been
name.
quite obstructive at the moment in time with the search.
Okay.
All right.
The moment Plod challenges them, the officer shrugs it off with make a complaint. That's not accountability. That's arrogance. It shows the attitude of someone who knows they're acting unlawfully but doesn't care because they think the system will protect them. That kind of dismissive response reveals more about the culture than the stop itself. The law comes second, ego comes first. When pressed for grounds, the officer finally admits it's because Plod hasn't given them answers about why he's there. That statement alone proves how weak this detention really was. Refusing to explain yourself on public land is not suspicious behavior. It's a legal right. The threshold for Section 43 is reasonable suspicion of terrorism, and the officer reduced it to "you didn't tell me what I want to hear." That's not law. That's guesswork.
I'm questioning the law.
That's fine. And also, the reason why we're searching today is because you've literally the only place that we've actually saw you search or film was the actual back door of a police.
Well, that you've seen.
That's fine.
That you've seen,
which is a bit suspicious, and that's why I'm doing it.
No. What you got to remember, that's your own feelings.
That's fine, sir.
That's your own feelings.
Fine, but you're still going to
okay, it's not what the law is.
You'll be detained and you will be searched today under Section 43 of Terrorism Act. All right.
Have you been searched before, sir?
That's irrelevant.
It might be irrelevant.
That's irrelevant. I know, mate, it's a joke. They're searching me because I'm filming. Yeah, I know, mate. Bunch of turds, nothing more.
That's a bit rude.
Well, no, it's not.
We've only been pleasant to you.
No, you're not. You're abusing my legal rights.
I don't think we're abusing.
No, you are. You're abusing your powers. Okay. End of story. You're abusing your powers.
And as we said, if you feel that that's the case, then you can always make.
Don't worry, I will be.
That's fine.
Okay. You couldn't even quote. You could not even quote me the specific part of Section 43. Okay. You could not even quote me the right part of Section 43.
I'll do, sir. I'm going to put this inside your bag, all right?
Yeah, you do need to if you read it correctly and what the law actually is.
As the search continues, Plod nails them with the line, "You couldn't even quote me the specific part of Section 43. What he's pressing for isn't a technical recital. It's the one sentence the law hinges on. Section 43 only allows a stop and search where an officer reasonably suspects the person is a terrorist. That's the standard. That's the safeguard. And that's what he wanted to hear them say out loud. The female officer's reply is damning. "We don't need to." That's flatly untrue. They do need to. Section 43 is a serious stop power. And with powers that heavy comes a duty to state both the authority being used and the specific grounds. The Terrorism Act 2000 and Code of Pace make this clear. To brush it off like it's unnecessary shows either shocking ignorance of the law or outright disregard for it.
Okay.
And how long have you been a police
the number is not the law. The number is not the law.
And how long
it's
have
the
you been a
wording
police
is what
officer
is the law. Well, you definitely don't know your job, do you? Okay,
Well,
you definitely well and truly do not know your job because all what you're doing is you're abusing powers.
You're getting very angry over nothing.
Yeah, because I'm getting frustrated because of a turd such as you that think you can search me like this.
That's very rude.
Okay,
We've not actually been rude to you at all.
Right.
No.
Absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace, the pair of you. Okay, complete blatant use of powers.
Why are you so against us searching you?
You've abused your power, okay? You said that you got reasonable grounds, okay? As I already stated, okay?
It doesn't.
Now, as I said, now there's that, okay? I would like you to take that, okay? Right, do you know who the NPCC are?
Yes.
Okay, yeah?
I don't think I need that though.
Why not? Why not? Because you're going to find out that... Yes, it is, because you're going to find out from the NPCC, that what you've just done is unlawful. Okay, and it clearly states that. No, it's not. Okay, you talk utter crap.
And I actually,
you talk utter crap. The both of you. Okay, you both took part in the actual. Well, either way, you searched my bag. You're a part of it. Okay, you're a part of it.
Okay.
Right, and you're both an utter disgrace.
Claude tries to hand the officers a letter from the National Police Chiefs Council, which sets national policing policies and guidance used by forces across the country. In plain terms, the NPCC is the body that tells frontline officers how the law should be applied in practice. Their advice isn't optional. It's the framework police are expected to follow. The letter Applaud tries to show them is almost certainly the NPCC's guidance on photography and counterterrorism powers. That guidance has been clear for years. Members of the public are fully entitled to film in public, and the use of terrorism legislation to target lawful photography is unlawful. In other words, the document in Applaud's hand wasn't some random printout. It was the official position of UK policing confirming exactly what he had been telling them all along.
To make a complaint if you
Don't worry, I do.
Okay, I'm sure you've probably done it before. Right. But it's all recorded on our body worn, which will be uploaded. And once you make that complaint, they'll review the body
as I said, okay, make sure that you upload it properly and don't damage it.
Don't damage it?
Yeah.
They're quite hardcore. I don't think they're that easy to damage.
Well, you two definitely ain't hardcore. Okay.
But even if
you two are an absolute joke.
Okay, well, even if the camera does get damaged in any way, you can still make the complaint. Any questions? No? Okay.
Any questions? Why would there be any question for you abusing my rights?
Being kind.
For you, seriously, you're going to try and be kind considering you just abused my rights?
We haven't.
Yes, you have.
Have a lovely
You're an
day.
absolute joker. Bunch of turds, nothing more. Okay? Absolute bunch of turds.
After finally handing Applaud his stop and search form, the officers slink back inside. But that wasn't the end of it. In his update, Applaud reveals he's been offered a $1,500 settlement to make the case disappear, and he's turned it down. That's huge.
A couple of quick updates. So first of all, on these two tyrants here, these two tyrants, I've had an offer of £1,500, but it's been declined, and that's how it'll be because I want them in court. And
most people would take the quick money, but Applaud wants this played out in court where the officer's conduct will be scrutinized under the full weight of law. It's not just about compensation, it's about accountability. If this case goes all the way, the payout could be far higher than the £1,500 offer. Unlawful stop and searches and false imprisonment claims have historically led to awards of £5,000 to £10,000 or more, depending on how serious the breaches were and whether aggravated damages are added. The difference here is simple. A settlement is a private deal where the force admits nothing and sweeps it under the rug, while a court judgment is public on the record and forces the officer's failures into the spotlight. And that's what makes this decision so significant. By rejecting the settlement, Applaud is making sure this doesn't just vanish as another taxpayer-funded payout. If he wins in court, it won't just cost the force money. It will stain the officer's records and set a precedent that can be used against similar abuses in the future. What this episode really highlighted is the lack of training on display. Section 43 is one of the most serious stop powers in UK law. Yet, the officers using it here couldn't quote it, couldn't explain it, and clearly didn't understand the threshold it requires. That isn't just a mistake. It's dangerous. When police are handed extraordinary powers without proper knowledge, the result is exactly what we saw. Unlawful detentions disguised as policing. The officer's behavior also showed how quickly ego replaces professionalism when training runs thin. From fishing questions to dismissing NPCC guidance, they weren't applying procedure. They were trying to control the situation by any means. And every time Applaud pushed back with the law, their frustration grew until they reached for terrorism powers they couldn't justify. That spiral wasn't about security. It was about saving face. The failures of these officers weren't small slips. They were systemic gaps in training, accountability, and professionalism. Applaud has turned one unlawful stop into a moment of reckoning. And whatever the outcome in court, the damage to the force's reputation has already been done. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue with my independent coverage. Also, don't forget to check out Applaud. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching.